Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do your July 2019 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely big cats Leo. And I am back using a variety of different decks, which I may or may not show. I did do an update video, let you guys know what's going on with me. I am still doing private readings, so check out my website, oracledaphne.com, if you'd like to get a private reading. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of jump in here and see what we get for you guys. The theme, I think, for July is love. I think everyone, love and romance. It's like, for all the signs, that's what's like coming up very strongly. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of other things going on, but for everybody, love is like the theme. So I kind of am interested to see what you guys get for July as well. So I'm just going to lay out a spread and see what I get. If you are new to my channel, I don't always post these videos. So I missed June because a friend of mine passed away, which I talked about in my update video. And then also I have another job, so it's kind of hit and miss depending on how much time I have to record. Let me see what we get for you guys. You and Aquarius both got, I think it's the Liar, Cheater, Thief card crowning you in the same position. So that's really odd that two signs got that one card like in the crown position. This is that card, the Seven of Swords. I really think that you or there's something about turning away, not paying attention to. There's a pattern of hiding and seeking. The hiding and seeking pattern, and it can also indicate the runner chase, so running and chasing in the twin flame cycle also. You know, not always, but I feel like hiding and seeking means like trying to control things by ignoring them or playing kind of games. Like, to me, this is like a game player. I don't necessarily feel like this is you, Leo. I feel like this could be someone else. Leo ladies, if you know you're in a relationship to an Aquarius, this is them. Leo guys, this could be you cheating on an Aquarius partner. Again, going back to the Leo Aquarius dynamic. You know, you also may have some strong Leo in your chart. You know, I have a lot of clients and people that watch my videos watch multiple videos. So like you may be an Aquarius and you're watching, and this is like, if you're an Aquarius and you're watching this Leo video, this is a very strong message because this is a repeating message. It's a card that's in the same position, which tells me that like either the person that's watching for Aquarius is also watching for Leo, and like the situation is there is some cheating going on. There is some cheating going on within their relationships. I would look very closely at whoever you're in a partnership with, married to. This can, you know, there's a lot of shades of gray as far as cheating. I always tell people it's not necessarily like full on sex. You know, that's not the only kind of cheating there is. There could be also other kinds of deception. You know, talking to someone by text, by Skype. There's just a lot of different types. You know, sexting, things like that. Some people consider talking to another person that's not their spouse in kind of a flirtatious way, that they can see that as being cheating too. So there's just a lot here about cheating, but this is an interesting card showing up in this position. And if you are Aquarius, I would definitely heed this warning. I would look very closely at to who you are in a relationship with. I'm going to pause my camera for just a second. Okay, so I also feel like there's a Scorpio energy also coming through here, because Scorpios tend to withhold the truth, which is different in their mind than actual like outright lying. This is where things are not shared with you. So it's a lie by omission, which is sort of arguable. in a court of law, it's still lying or just not telling the truth. So there's something about not being told all of the truth and or being like something about withholding information. Now, this can come into play in a lot of different ways, not just in relationships. So there could be some things that are just not, made things maybe that haven't come to your attention, things that you don't know about. I feel a strong element, though, of someone not, turning away from you and not talking to you. That's the main energy of not talking to you, because you do have the card in the immediate future about talking to this person again. So maybe there's something to do with communications where you've tried to get through to a person and you haven't been able to, and then in July they kind of pop out at the woodwork again and they say, hey, what's going on? Or maybe you've been your partner's been cheating, or you've thought that they were cheating, and then you kind of reconcile, you start talking again. There's a lot of ways that this could play out. So unless you get a private reading, it's hard to really know how this is playing out or how this is going to play out in the relationship. The thing is, with this energy, it's hard to have trust there. And I feel like it's so interesting. You have the Queen of Cups in the crossing in the center of the reading. And I do feel like this card is about trust. So you may suspect somebody of cheating. Normally, I usually tell people, especially women, if they suspect a partner of cheating, most likely they are cheating. Most likely there's some element of deception. Now, does that mean that they're actually full on having sex with someone or wanting to get into a relationship with someone else or having some kind of emotional thing? Not necessarily. It just means that there are things that you don't know about. Maybe they're not telling you. Again, they could have several other people in their phone and be in communication with all of them and not sleeping with any of them. So it's sort of just like there's a lot of fine lines here. A lot of fine lines. And I definitely feel like, okay, so just so you guys know, this entire spread is different than the Aquarius reading. So there's going to be other things in play here for you Leos, and it's not going to apply to Aquarius. So essentially what I'm trying to tell you is this whole Seven of Swords energy that came up in the same position for Aquarius is, to me, like the main element, repeating element of similarity in between the two. So there's some connection there. I don't know what that connection is. Again, it could be someone watching that's an Aquarius and maybe has some Leo in their chart, Leo moon, Leo rising, something like that. There's just some kind of connection. The interesting thing is that there is a strong foundation if you've been in a relationship or there was a strong friendship in the past with, to me, this same person. There's a connection between the Strength card and the Seven of Swords person. This could be two different people, but I don't feel like it is. If you wanted to know if they're cheating with a friend, to me, yes. To me, there's just like a friend. Maybe they have a friend with benefits or a friend that they're interested in or somebody that they're in communication with. I don't really know why that Seven of Swords is there because all the other cards are pretty positive. The story doesn't make total sense, and maybe it will later as I get into this. It doesn't make total sense. Some of you are waiting for someone that you were in a relationship with and maybe that cheated on you and you're waiting for them to kind of come back. To me, that's the story, and you are going to talk again. There is something about wanting to speak to someone from the past. Someone from the past, to me, is coming back. That's what it feels like to me. Now, whether it's going to move forward in the kind of trajectory that you want it to move forward in, I don't necessarily feel like it's going to move forward in like the healthiest direction. I feel like if you had trust issues, or if there are trust issues that are resurfacing now in July, or now when you're watching this video, most likely they're going to resurface again, because because there's something about this person that's not 100%, they're not being 100% real. That also came up for the Aries video, something about inauthenticity. So you may be in a relationship to an Aries. There's a connection there. It's interesting that I remember saying the word authenticity. So let me continue on here. So you have the Ten of Pentacles in the position of emotions, which to me is a card. Anytime a money card comes up in emotions, means there's a situation where the love of money is very, very strong, and or the focus on career and money has overshadowed any emotional availability or any emotional capacity that you might have to be either loving or romantic, or even like having a good, like caring about others. Now, let me just say that Leos can be very warm, kind, generous people. And I don't really see why. I do see that. I do see that for Leo, sometimes career things can get really. Everything with Leo gets really big really quickly. So maybe their career kind of blew up really quickly in the sense that like they got big somehow. Maybe they got famous. Maybe they got a lot of money. Maybe they, were very successful like all at once. And this money may be coming between you and a person, or this money may be coming between you and your emotional connection to others. So I guess my challenge to you is to refocus more on having heartfelt communications, heartfelt, relationships. Especially if you're going to be getting married or you're getting into a relationship, you want heart-based reasons for why you're there. I think that this can indicate sometimes my guide is showing a situation where to me this can be staying with someone for financial reasons, or not, I don't want to say the word using someone to get ahead, but there is some kind of connection here. So it's like sleeping with someone to have that connection with someone as far as then getting the next job or getting to the next level. You may have the hots for somebody at work, that some person may have another relationship. Whoever you're interested may be in a relationship, hence the Seven of Swords showing up. But yeah, I just feel like there's something about the only blockage that I feel like for you in July is this thing about career, the thing about money, having money, but then not having a connection to someone that's real, and missing that element. Maybe the reason you're like, you're watching this is because you're kind of like, maybe your love life has kind of gone a little bit stale and you want to get back out in the game, but you're kind of like, not sure how things are going to go, and you want to know how things are going to go. And I think the blockage for you is this focus on career, or this over focus on overachieving, making not enough time for it potentially. You do have the Six of Pentacles and the position of what's coming in from the outside. At least I think this one, that was the position. And the Six of Pentacles can be about actually spending money, but it also can be about resentments too. You do have a really great card that I like. It's the Eight of Swords in the position of your attitude. I do like the fact, to me, this is about completing karma. Anything that you learn in July, like anything that you learn from a relationship or any relationship that comes in July, I feel like you're going to be completing karma with that person, which means you're going to be learning something from them, bottom line. And maybe the lesson is about not cheating anymore. Maybe the lesson is about, I want to say letting go or releasing a person out of your life. I don't know why I want to say that, but to me that's releasing a person out of your life. To me, there's also some worry as much money as you might have about spending it, because we have that Six of Pentacles there. So there, I don't know. It's sort of like I keep wanting to go back to talk about the money. And it's almost like the energy of the reading kind of wants to talk about the other stuff that's happening, but it's like there's something about money that's very strong for you. Your relationship to money is almost all-consuming or overpowering at this time. It's hard for me to actually read for you because that's in some way that's having a connection with someone is not, you just don't care about it. You just don't want it. I mean, best case scenario, you have more than enough money than you can possibly imagine, and you're spending it as you want. That's best case scenario. And you've paid your dues as far as your karmic, stuff and people. So in some way you're kind of a free bird to do what you want, but I feel like in some way you've paid the price. I want to say you've paid the price because you have the Death card showing up. You've paid the price for your success. There's been sacrifices that you've had to make. Some of you have had to make a lot of sacrifices to get ahead or to get where you are. Some of you are also just carrying a tremendous burden. Maybe it's carrying other people's burdens. To me, it's just carrying a heavy load of responsibilities. The Ten of Wands can also indicate a Libra. There's always like a Leo-Libra connection. So, you may be interested in this person. They may be like a single parent. You may be like a single parent. There's something about single parenting here. I'm just picking this up. Or you may feel like you're a single parent, even if you're married or even if you live with someone. I feel like you have to carry like the majority of the responsibilities and the bills. Going back to the Ten of Pentacles, the other thing that came up to my mind is like some people, and Leos Leos are winners. So Leos can win a great deal of money. And you may be thinking to yourself, the only way that you're going to get out of debt, or the only way that these bills are going to get paid, is if you gamble, or if you win the lottery or something. Like sometimes Leo has to have these big dreams, and it's like, in your mind, the only solution to the problem or the problems that you have is winning the lottery. That's kind of how you see it. I'm not saying you can't. I just think that it's interesting that that's what's coming through for you guys. I feel like that's less likely to happen. And I feel like there is some kind of, I don't know, there's some kind of imbalance, because the Ten of Wands to me is imbalance. The Ten of Wands is serious imbalance. So it's sort of like this. It's sort of like, in order for your financial picture to become balanced, you need to do the work. Some of you are like in some weird way like overworked, but you're not making enough money to pay the bills. So it's like, even though you are working, you're not making enough, So in your mind, it's like there's nothing else you can do because you've already like locked into a job that takes up all your time and energy, and it just doesn't the money just doesn't pay enough to really cover everything, or there's other things that are like, household stuff that's like needs to get done and it just doesn't get done, or, you want to get it done, but it's just like you don't have time for it. To me, there's like a vicious cycle happening with your responsibilities. It's sort of like, I think that the cycle is you don't know how to make more money. So it's like, but you're not necessarily, you're kind of fixed, or you're going to stay in the job that you have because you're worried that you're not going to be able to find a better job. And so essentially you're kind of like in this cycle where you maybe pay your bills, but there's not a lot of left over to really do much with. And you're like, in your mind, the only solution is somehow winning a lot of money, or somehow miraculously getting that money. Some of you are also in relationships to what I would call gold gold digger. The Ten of Pentacles can be a gold digger. Someone who, you know, isn't in a relationship for the right reasons, you know. I mean, it exists in our culture that there's people like that. I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying that that's what I see. There's some element of a gold digger. If you're in a relationship too, you're a Leo guy watching for, sorry, you could be any sign watching for like a Leo girl. They could be a gold digger because a Ten of Pentacles is a female. So I typically see more females as gold diggers, but I'm not saying that's you. You could be watching for someone. Again, having relationships for the right reasons is something a theme that's coming up here. There is something about someone who there's been conflict with, either a fight or some element of conflict. They may be a very passionate person, but there's also like a strong element of prickliness or harshness. And it's sort of like you fight, you make up. That's kind of the thing. Some of you have, you know, you live together. Some of you do want to get married. You want to have like a life with someone, but that person is married or that person's already in another relationship. That's going back to the liar, cheater, thief. That's what it is. Some of you, the outcome is some kind of loss of a friendship or to feel kind of sad and lonely. Maybe just not enough family support or to feel like some kind of sadness. There's a lot of drama happening towards the end of July. If you're in a relationship to a Gemini, Leo Gemini, or you have some strong Gemini in your chart, Gemini is going to be having a very interesting, very rough end of July. There's just sort of unnecessary drama, and Leos can tend to attract drama, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's unnecessary. There's something about wanting to like break free of a relationship, break free of that cycle, break free of the drama, break free of like some kind of situation that's just not healthy. Yeah, there is some element of rejection that's going to be happening. And this is what I'm saying, if the liar, cheater, thief represents some kind of rejection where you're not talking to someone, where somebody's ignoring you or not talking to you, not responding to your texts or calls, I feel like you may talk again, but then it's going to happen again where they turn away again. They turn away and reject you again. Let me see what else. There are going to be some changes coming for you guys. Not like, it doesn't have to be like bad changes. I feel like actually some of them are good changes. Some of you are planning on moving. Some of you are planning on changing jobs. Some of you are going to have like all three. You're going to change jobs, you're going to change where you live, and you're going to have like a new relationship, a new love partner coming in. I do feel like there's like an air sign. There's an air sign male. It could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. There's a strong air energy here. I don't know whether it's, again, the air sign that's cheating or it's you that's cheating with the air sign, or if this air sign person is the person you end up having a new relationship with. I feel like some of you are hopeful. You get your hopes up. There's also, and then you get your hopes dashed or disappointed when things don't work out in a relationship. Some of you have very strong chemistry with someone. It's strong like sexual chemistry. And that can also be someone, like you can be with someone that I mean, this could be your love partner. This could be your marriage partner if you're married, you know, where there's this strong sex element. The problem with that is that that element sometimes tends to dominate, and there's not enough good communication. There's not enough practical, like, you know, getting things done. It's just kind of like all about sex all the time. Not that that's bad, you know, and some of you, again, you may meet someone where you have strong chemistry with if you haven't met them already. I do feel like some of you have a twin flame coming in, and you have strong chemistry with them. And twin flames can have very strong sexual tension and or chemistry, and or they can fight like there's no tomorrow, and it can be very dramatic. Everybody seems to be working too hard. Everybody that I've read for, I've pulled the cards for so far, seems to be working too hard, not making enough time for romance, not making enough time to have relationships. And I think that's what I really want to say. I think I kind of want to say, those of you who are kind of in a space of kind of like hopefulness, I think there's a reality check. I think it's okay to be enthusiastic, but definitely do a little bit more research. Ask some important questions. Find out a little bit more before you get so hopeful that something's going to work out, and then you end up getting disappointed. That's what I want to say. Are things going to work out in the long run? Maybe not with the person that you're expecting, you know. Anytime there's a twin flame situation too, the twin flames are like magnets. They just come together, and life can be very chaotic to bring these people together, and it may not make any sense at all, and your life may not make any sense. But if you're meeting your twin flame, and you'll know when you meet them what that's like, it's going to be, that's the reason you're there. That's the reason you're meeting them. That's the reason things have maybe been a little bit chaotic or dramatic. So I think that's where I want to leave off. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, and being amazing supportive fans and followers. I will be back again for more videos, so stay tuned. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.